Stony hollows turn into clear pools. The dussies mass produce young. So do the guinea fowl. All appears to be normal, except for the black eagles. They're mating. And collecting green sprigs for the alternate nest, something they would never do unless they plan to lay in it. This is completely unnatural. While most animals are breeding now, black eagles are supposed to breed in the winter. It's as if somehow the obsession with a second nest has overtaken their instincts. It's an early spring, and a particularly rich one. But there's no record of black eagles breeding while they've still got a youngster on another nest. And there's no knowing what will happen to that youngster if Emuyeni and Kwatele put all their effort into an out-of-season chick. It's an immense gamble. Most black eagle nests lie exposed on the sheer cliff faces with little protection from the scorching summer sun. Nevertheless, Emuyeni and Kwatele seem to be going ahead. He prepares the second nest, while she sees to the chick on the first. Kwatele fetches sticks for the first nest too. And he keeps up the nest maintenance, while she removes food scraps before ants find them. But what will happen when there's a new chick on the lower nest? Black eagle chicks normally develop when the weather is coolest. The new one will be growing up as the days are heating up. Our juvenile will be getting ready to fledge and will need a lot of attention. Even after he does fly, he'll need to be fed for about 3 months. It's now late spring, and the soft early morning sun encourages the eagles to bask on the cliffs. But a sure sign of summer's imminent approach is its vanguard of storms. Thunderstorms. When the storm season hits, the eaglet, now a mottled juvenile, is 3 months old and about a week away from fledging. The storms stop as suddenly as they started. The eagles are left dripping, and the rivers bulging. A painted lady dries its wings. An agama in its full breeding colors eyes a potential meal. Rock pigeons mate. As the juvenile eagle watches, more aware now of life beyond his nest. Malachite sunbirds make the most of the brimming rivers. The whole country seems full somehow. Gladioli on the mountainsides and rare elephant ear flowers take up the spaces between the rocks. Paradise flycatchers have flown down from the north for the breeding season and have built their nests safely under the tree canopy. But the only shade here is the shade Emuyeni makes herself. In a nest fully exposed to the South African summer sun, she has laid her eggs. There are 2 of them, produced 4 days apart about 40 days ago, which means that the first will be hatching any day now. Meanwhile, the juvenile is exercising for his maiden flight. So far, the first ever recorded attempt by black eagles to do what's known as double brooding is succeeding. Even though Emuyeni, panting heavily, seems to be suffering severely in the sun, there's hardship for Kwatele too. These days, the juvenile is hungrier than ever, and only his father is free to hunt for him. Kwatele brings the rabbit to a spot near the lower nest. Emuyeni leaves her eggs for a short while, for it is she who must deliver the food to the juvenile. The rabbit's heavy, half the weight of Emuyeni herself, and the nest is just a shelf on a sheer cliff. There's no room for error. The juvenile seizes the rabbit. Kwatele seems to celebrate a rare moment of leisure with an aerial display. Even though he'll be fledging soon, the juvenile still isn't very good at feeding himself. This is one reason why he'll still need his parents when he leaves the nest. As Kwatele watches, and the juvenile acts his age, Emuyeni quickly feeds herself. She has little time as she must return to protect her eggs from the sun. Late afternoon shadows begin to bring relief to the valley. Red-winged starlings bathe in the river. And the juvenile, now fed and frisky, pretends a stick is a dussie or a rock rabbit. And catches a glimpse of the caracal, beginning its evening hunt. The juvenile finishes off the stick by strangling it with his talons. And the caracal makes its daily descent to the grasslands.